All right, David, let's talk about a specific example of neuroplasticity in an older adult. This story came to mind for us.
Yeah, and I don't remember where the citation is. I do believe it comes from Dr. Daniel Siegel in his material, and where he talks about an actual neuroscientist. I wish I could remember the exact citation, which book or which lecture he presented this, and I do believe that it did come from him. Dr. Daniel Siegel is an internationally known spokesperson, Harvard trained, a medical doctor, psychiatrist, and he is a spokesperson for neurobiology, and he has an excellent audiobook called Neurobiology, a weed that I used in graduate school to introduce neurobiology and neuropsychology to my students. He tells the story of a neuroscientist whose father had a massive stroke, and the stroke impacted his ability to speak and to walk, and so he couldn't walk and talk. And so the two of them decided they were going to try to rewire or heal the stroke impact. So brilliantly, they understood, as the story goes, that in order to rewire the brain for walking and talking, they had to go back, as it were, to the ABCs, the basic steps. So they spent, I think it was months, crawling together. Note the co-regulation.
That's good.
And talking rudimentary sounds, da da, mama, or whatever, how babies. And they did this, and they did this, and they were faithful to it. So relationally, they rewired the father's brain. Co-regulatory healing, okay? And the father gained the ability to talk and ability to walk and so forth. And the father finally passed away, and the father, the neuroscientist colleagues were so stunned by the results, and they were also apparently curious from a science point of view. So they asked the son, "Can we autopsy your father's brain?" And he, I think, reluctantly said yes, apparently for the sake of science. And when they autopsied the brain, they discovered that the stroke damaged tissue were fully intact, and the brain literally wired around it. Neuroplasticity. So we can put it this way: the problem isn't bad experiences or bad episodes. The real problem is too few experiences and episodes. So if you have a neural circuitry for a bad experience, if we add a positive experience alongside of it, now when the stimuli that will trigger the neural trauma response pauses, if it has options. And in a subjectivity psychoanalysis, we say the problem isn't people's unconscious organizing experiences. They're bad organizing experiences. Like in life, I will have to serve people if I'm going to have any relationship. And in serving people, I will sacrifice myself, but nobody will be there for me. Unconscious organizing principles to organize experiences in history. We say that's not the problem, it's too few. But if you have other, in this relationship I experienced, I did not have to serve my partner, serve me. Now you have a negative organizing principle, you have a positive, and if that's enough, then the rigidity goes to flexibility.
The rigidity relaxes.
Yes.
Because you want to say that the negative organizing principle
is
there for a good reason, right? You don't want
Very good reason.
You don't want to fight it.
Right.
But you want to add alongside it positive experiences and now add
Yeah.
new organizing principles.
Right, and I routinely confuse my distressed couples who come to me, and they would tell me of the distressing situation. He had an affair, da da da, and they're trying to recover from it. And so my response to them, which usually shocks them, and I have to sometimes shock their system in order to go into a deeper level for healing's sake. I say, he had an affair. He's stupid. But maybe this would be a good reboot.
Wow.
And she looks at me, huh?
Wow.
She flashes anger as if I'm justifying the affair, which I'm not. But I'm saying, let's don't waste the pain. People who are rigid are constantly wasting the pain, which intensifies the pain.